I used the fancy lotus petals next to the fancy mox opals, they would like blur together in my hand. I had that issue. I had an affinity deck a while back where like everything was bling and like it was hard to tell what cards were in my hand. Sometimes as a player and like pretty often as a viewer, because they're not the typical art. But if you have a mix, if you got like this like good old border next to the fanciness, it's just like clear all the time. I prefer it. I kind of want a main deck Ballista in here, or two. You think I can just like cut all the Blood Moons? Let's play him as like a sideboard card, or I could play some Trinispheres. Nah. Do I need more City of Traders? Maybe. Sometimes you have to fucking mulligan hands, though. Like, this deck can't really keep hands of, like, Ancient Tomb. Whereas a lot of Ancient Tomb decks can. You like Voltaic Key? Maybe if we still had top. If we still had top around, I'd like Voltaic Key. I don't think I like it here. Wouldn't mind drawing one with this hand, right? Nah, you're good unhinged. You're good. I wasn't trying to shit on you, I was just trying to contextualize. Gemstone Caverns is not bad in Legacy, it's just, like, not great either. If that's the sort of thing your deck wants, usually you figure it out by playing it. So if they Thoughtseize me here and take Wormcoil Engine, I think that means that they've got to reanimate in their hand, which they play sometimes. If I tried Inventor's Fair, I have not, but I'd probably play more City of Traders before I played the first Inventor's Fair, right? Or like Darksteel Citadels, shit like that. I don't know. At least it wasn't Days. Yeah, that isn't at least. Oh, they didn't reanimate Wormcoil here. Interesting. A soul land or an artifact land here would have let me Daretti swap in the Wormcoil Engine. Yeah, I didn't see them beating a Wormcoil Engine mid-combat. So rather than go for the Painter Grindstone line, which can like lose to a Fatal Push or, you know, whatever. I decided 2 attempts at Wormcoil was better. That's why I played the Daretti there instead. Can I upload the deck, update the deck list thing? Yeah, I can. Ballista seems less good. I'm unsure about Sundering Titan. I'm really surprised that they took my Wormcoil Engine out of my hand with that Thoughtseize earlier, because they could have just taken the Painter Servant and they still would have had a Force of Will for my Welder. Maybe there's like not sure. Yeah, pretty much just Storm, Drunken Duncan. Or like if I was on the play, Trinisphere would be a little bit more tempting. It's not super tempting here. I'm not even bringing in the 4th Blood Moon against the deck with like no fucking basics. Legacy Cube soon. I'm fucking excited. I'm so fucking stoked, Bubbles. I'm the most fucking excited. Oh yeah, DC Sports 8. I kind of like this song too. What archetype is Grindstone good against? The Grindstone Painter Servant combo is good against, like kind of specifically good against decks that don't have like Emrakul in them to like reshuffle the graveyard when you're like decking them. The cool thing about the Painter Grindstone combo in this deck is that it turns on our Mox Opals and gives us Weld fodder for like Welder and Daretti. And then it can also just like randomly burst out these wins. Yeah, usually more like slightly aggressive, like high energy ramp. Tech 9, Run the Jewels, that sort of thing. If I tried Hangerback Walker, I have not. But if the deck that's playing 4 Arcbound Ravagers is only playing 1 Hangerback Walker, I'm not sure if it would fit in this deck. It's just not good enough against everybody. Snuffed out a fucking Goblin Welder? They know about the Painter's Servant. This is a known card. We could lead on Painter's Servant. If they daze, that sucks. But then next turn, if we hit a land, we can go Monolith into Daretti. The issue is we don't have anything worth reanimating. I guess we would just reanimate the Painter's Servant. I kind of want to Grim Monolith into Painter's Servant, like, just in case they have a daze. We could also go Grim Monolith Pass. Yeah, let's just do that shit. They can't snuff out my Painter's Servant if I name black. I don't think they can cast a snuff out anyway. They're at 1 life here. Where are my Ballistas? That's what I need to know. They can't Force Will either. Played around Daze? Not really. I still played into it. I still got dazed. That's what playing into Daze is. Dirty wins. Oh my god, we won a match. On the play. Oh man. This is so close to a keeper. Pretty rare that I discard Daretti to Faithless Looting, but I think it's correct here. Next turn I can go double Welder. Absolutely a Chroma. A lot of times you don't have time in Legacy to play around Daze. Like your opponent's smacking you down with a Gourmet Gangler. You can just like sit there hoping that you draw a land eventually. That's not great. So ordinarily I'd be pretty keen on sticking double Welder here. But it looks like my opponent's on Storm and they might just kill me anyway. We do have the Painter Grindstone combo. We do not have enough mana for it. Yeah, Rendaria, to answer your question, that's basically the difference, yeah. Like, say, for example, you've got a hand full of Tundras. So you're sitting there staring at these 3 Tundras, and your opponent goes Wasteland, go. To play into the Wasteland, you would go, okay, Tundra, pass. But to play around Wasteland, you do something like, say you're a combo deck, and you've got an Underground Sea and like a bunch of rituals and stuff, but you only have the 1 dual land, and you just need like to top deck like 1 more piece of fast mana to win. So rather than play your Underground Sea, you just hold it in your hand so they can't Wasteland it. That would be playing around Wasteland. Or the more common, like fetching out basics. Hey, Kolzik, thanks for the resub, thanks for the tier 2 subscription. The baller has $10. Thanks for the whole year. Please play Gucci Gang. We did already. We did today. Oh, I'm actually gonna win this game. Opponent didn't want me drawing cards, I guess. Oh man, when Combustible Gearhulk works, it's like the funniest fucking card in the whole goddamn game. Oh, is this a chai? Is this a chai? It is. You're the best. Thank you. That was a good Combustible Gearhulk, I tell you what. It's very rare that this deck wins a game 1 against Storm. That is not the first time a turn 2 Combustible Gearhulk has won the game, though. Or I guess that was turn 3. Just sacked out Adam. No trickery required. Blood Moon against Storm? Nah, Blood Moon's not quite what you want to be doing versus Storm. Not quite good enough. They play a bunch of fast mana like Lotus Petals and stuff, and they usually fetch out basics too, just because they didn't have any basics in play last game. I have raced a pile of Empty the Warrens tokens with Wormcoil before. Maybe I'll leave 1 in. Kismet Gaming says, why is the music in your channel always so hype? No idea. Didn't expect my lands to get blown up. Would it kill the mood if you requested some Ghost? It would not. Ghost is always sweet. Thanks for asking, though. Super courteous. What's my opinion on A-Rack and Legacy? I don't have an opinion. I'm opinionless. So far, I'm liking this Grim Monolith. That's 2 matches in a row that's been, like, pretty good. This next turn, we don't even have to play Daretti. We can just untap the Monolith and set up for Battlesphere. Daretti's gotta be better, though, right? Okay, this looting costs 3 mana right now. I might as well just loot it away. So I top deck a Soul Land. I can go, like, Wormcoil Engine, sack it to Daretti. Or Combustible, maybe. I'm a little bit worried about Hurkyl's Recall. Oh, okay, never mind. Whew. Whew. Haven't dropped a game yet. Man, these Grim Monoliths have been playing out better. Like, I've tried so many fucking cards in the free slots in this deck. And I've been losing a lot of games that I've, like, managed to stick a Blood Moon. So I'm glad this is playing out well. I hope it keeps on playing out well. Like, I've tried out main deck Pyroblasts, main deck fucking Abrades, Fiery Confluences. We just took out some Lodestone Golems. I need to know before this song happens. Nice cube deck. It is a cube deck. Oh, absolutely. Cube's coming back on Wednesday, right? Is this deck a bigger top end than normal? It is. But we're playing Goblin Welder and Daretti to, like, reanimate them. So it's almost like a Reanimator style top end. And then we just added some Grim Monoliths to make them a lot more castable. I'm gonna turn 1 this Daretti. Hope that's cool. Rose cut for the Monoliths. We moved the Blood Moons into the sideboard. And then and cut the main deck filler cards. And went up to, like, 1 more reanimation target. Playing 2 Combustible Gearhulks, 2 of each. Tropical Island here is kind of gnarly, because it means I should maybe try and play around Days. Kind of a bummer. That's a good one for that, Ninja. Yeah, rather than go for turn 1 Daretti, with them going Trop Ponder, I think they're playing Canadian Threshold. I'm just going to pass here. And then next turn, I can go Grim Monolith with Spirit Guide up. Oh shit, we're facing Food Chain. Interesting. Well, I suddenly regret not slamming Daretti on turn 1. But this is okay too. My opponent definitely does not have Days in their deck. While my opponent thinks about their turn, that was a pretty good time to mention... that was a pretty good time to shout out the stream sponsor, which is Mana Traders. There's a link to them in the stream description. They're a useful website for renting Magic the Gathering cards on Moto, the program I'm using here. You know, you can also use the coupon code CalebD to get 20% off your first sub with them. So that's exciting. Opponent's all set up to make infinite mana next turn, which is a bummer. It almost makes me not want to start making things. It makes me kind of want to, like, see if I can find the Pure Steel combo. Is there a way to support me while trading on Moto? There certainly is. You can find the Caleb D bots the Magic Online trade room. It's as easy as searching for my name, because I am Caleb D. Every time you trade with one of these bots, I get a percentage. I'm also sponsored by Betterment. There's a link to Betterment in the stream description if you're curious about them, as well as a brief description as to why I like them, why I use them. Anyway, yeah, I kind of want to like just fucking dig for Painter combo here. Next turn, they're gonna like play all of this, and then if they have a Ballista, they're gonna kill me on top of it. Is the percentage 100? It is not, but I don't actually manage the bot. I don't do any of the actual like labor or anything, so it's pretty awesome for me. So right now we're in a spot where we actually lose if they have a Ballista. Quick, mill them. Maybe if they play a Trinket Mage, I'll mill them. Yeah, Food Chain's like kind of an awkward deck because it's not like readily apparent when you got the win. Like we don't know if the opponent's like generating mana for the win here or generating mana to just like play a couple more creatures. And there's no, they can't just show me the Ballista in their hand because that's not how Magic Online is set up. So I think I'm just going to ask them if they got it. Yeah, Moto should certainly let you reveal cards. Just F6. It takes a long time to kill with Ballista. I'm just going to give it to him. My opponent just said, "Oh, awesome! Reveal is disabled." So they can't even show me that they weren't lying to me or whatever. The sarcastic awesome. Blood Moon's real hit or miss against them. Usually miss, I think. They've got a lot of basics to search out because they're not playing like Wastelands and stuff. I'm gonna cut my own Ballistas, add some Pyroblasts. We could Needle Ballista to buy time, but I think if they're comboing off, they're already like pretty ahead. I'm just gonna call this good. How come reveal hand after the game is disabled? Oh, it's because they're working on fixing a bug not related to that, and so they're removing that as a feature so that it's easier to tell them. It's easier for them to find the piece of code that has the bug in it. Does that make sense? Moto is a strange patchwork of code where if you interact with one card in a way, or if you like breathe on another card, something like some stuff stops working, other cards start working in wholly new and unusual ways. Everything's like interwoven in a really weird way. It's like rather than like a new modern game. Like with like nice clean lines of code, they had like someone literally like MacGyvering this stuff together with like a pipe wrench and a piece of gum. Hey, Brosif303 thanks for the 420 bits there. Yeah, I'll fuck with this hand. I think this is gonna be one of those do they have a forcible games, because otherwise Sundering Titan's gonna be real gnarly on turn 2. Oh, we know this one. We know this fucking song. Hey, Gibby 2013 thanks for the 906 bits there. I appreciate it. Oh, they could still have a surgical extraction for me. I think that's a reason to discard Worm Coil. Maybe Combustible Gearhulk. Combustible's way funnier. Hey, Taco Farmer 1, thanks for the subscription. Thanks for sharing that Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Resubbing just to get that sweet emote back. It's a good reason. Good fucking reason. Brainstorm resolves. Are you afraid of no sleep, chat? You demand a refund on your Twitch sub. Oh, man. Game seems hard, opponent. Are you having a good time? Ah, Willen dealt 3 damage. Oh well, still have lethal next turn. Hey, the Dr. Adam, thanks for the sub, thanks for sharing that Twitch Prime, thanks for the 11 months. Yeah, so some people were asking why I didn't weld out the Combustible Gearhulk sooner or whatever. I wanted to make sure that they couldn't just like play another dual land or whatever. I don't know. I wanted to get the Titan down sooner rather than later. Disrupt them, make sure that they don't combo me off. Game was fucking sweet. Let's see here. Got a little another something. This is from Whoopachingy, who says, was going to donate metal, but I'm digging the vibe right now. Alright, sweet. I like that 100 view bounce. Bustin' does make me feel good. Can I show my Legacy Goblin list? Oh, man. I haven't worked on Legacy Gobos in a minute. I don't know how up to date it's going to be, but sure. Pretty sure we mull this. Pretty sure I start to cry now. Right about now. Wow, this hand does nothing. I don't think I go to 4, though. Yeah, alright. Throne of Gix Tech. But a Chalice on 2 is still good against that deck. You can just play Abrupt Decay. Why would you play Throne of Grix when you can play Abrupt Decay? That doesn't make any sense. For sure, JRC. Yeah, right, Vittorius? The 6 was close. It just needed like one more piece of gas. I heard that Pyroblast is like such a reactive card. Oh well. The mill plan? No. If you're just YOLO activating Grindstone without a Painter's Servant, you're usually doing that on yourself to see if you can hit like a Faithless Looting or something. Or put some fatties in the graveyard for the eventual reanimation. Whoa, we're Force of Will and Grindstones? Man, if we're Force of Will and Grindstones, I might have a chance over here. I got more where that came from. This looks like a Baleful Strix. We'll see. Free Mist Hollow into the Exile. Yeah, but they could do that any other time. That doesn't make it better. That doesn't make it better. You can just cast the Mist Hollow too. It's not different if it's in exile or in your hand, right? It's still a burnt Force of Will. Ace up, Soraka Bananas. That or the hand is nuts? No. Even if your hand is nuts, you wait for the second piece of the combo. You know, just like YOLO force the first one, I don't think. You own this deck and LED Dredge, which should use. I have no idea. Unless they have a Surgical or something. That could kind of make sense. That's on you, BFN Reeks. That's on you. Let's see here. Yeah, BFC had the fucking 2 years resub. 2 years. Jeez. Then Death by TV says, their band put out a new LP yesterday and they just got home from their record release show. This is one of the tracks from the album. Only 1 minute long. Interesting. Fucking interesting. Well, fucking congrats on the EP release. Dredge has been trolling you lately. Dredge is not my favorite ever. Am I getting hymned? I am. Well, that was a bummer. I was looking forward to making a Sundering Titan this next turn. That is true. Grind does never go over very well. It's not the most, what's the word? Digestible, approachable? I don't know. It is definitely an acquired taste, but it's still sweet. I think I keep this Mirror Battlesphere. I don't know. Maybe not. At a certain point, my opponent's just going to start casting fucking angels, right? I'm in kind of a rough spot here. The Hymn to Turok on the Daretti City of Traders was so brutal. Abrupt Decayed my Grindstone, sure. You think poop is an acquired taste? How did you figure that out? How'd you figure that out, Splificus? Did it take you a lot of time? Just draw Wormcoil? I don't even think that would do it. That one might. Oh, please resolve. Just let it resolve, opponent. Am I gonna win this fucking game? Jesus Christ. Alright. Sure you don't want to sack that fetch, opponent? They've got 2 cards in hand. Oh my god. Man, the only thing that would make this game better is if I had a big ol' log of poop to chew on. What was I talking about? They're abrupt decaying my monolith. They are. That's alright. We'll just top deck an artifact here. Or not. See, like, holding onto the artifacts and stuff is bad, too, because then you're, like, running into Thoughtseize and Hymn to Turok. Just gonna keep on running it out. If they have a third abrupt decay, then I get to feel silly. Chat is weird tonight. Oh, man. 3-0. 3-0. Not a bad start here. Real juicy. What on the mall? We did. We did win on the mall, didn't we? What's on 5 cards? Oh my. Oh my. I'm actually going to sandbag this Lotus Petal. I might want to sack it to the Daretti. I'm going to uptick here and discard Faithless Looting Mountain. I like looting away Faithless Looting, then it's not card disadvantage when you flash it back. It is card disadvantage to cast it though. I'm actually going to run out the Lotus Petal. They might like Cabal Therapy, flashback on their turn or whatever. Only having 1 target to hit seems better. Go for the dream of YOLO looting. Oh, just like fire off the Faithless Looting and try and hit. Just try and hit the Sundering Titan or something. You're not well versed in Legacy? What am I playing? I'm playing a deck that I've coined Daretti Spaghetti. It is a mono-red Painter's Servant deck. Rather than try and lock people out of the game or disrupt them or protect the Painter's Servant combo, really, we're instead like powering out a fast Daretti, so we can just like rebuy it. And then we've got these fatties that work pretty well with Goblin Welder and Daretti as well. Caleb was playing EDH and Legacy, basically. I've got a sweet cube deck here, as someone pointed out earlier. Where does spaghetti come from? Just Daretti's name, basically. That's all. It sounds like spaghetti. How well has Ballista been performing? I actually haven't drawn it yet. The Grim Monoliths and the Ballista are new. We have been drawing the Monoliths, and they've been sweet. Why masterpieces? I like some of them. I like the art. I like the border. If you have your whole deck as the masterpieces, it gets, like, visually, like, kind of numbing, but for a few cards, I prefer them. You can almost just cast the Gearhulk. Oh, we can that, right? So if I activate Grindstone here, they can path in response or whatever. I think I want to cast it on their upkeep. Or activate the Grindstone, rather, on their upkeep. I think that's legit. You can also just, like, not activate. Wait for them to do something. Hey, Hodge, thanks for the $5 there. They realized we were going for it, and they're like, I don't want to show my deck. Yeah, they've been playing out really smooth, right? How do we sideboard for this fucking matchup? Oh, man, it's been so long since I faced a Nic Fit deck. I think I'm going to run the no sideboard, even though these ballistas are probably better off as, like, I don't know, another thing. All right. This looks like a hand, right? This looks like a fucking hand. I'm gonna let this track run. I have not forgotten your song request, Hodge. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Thanks for being patient for me. Hey, Huldalgo. Thanks for the resub. Thanks for the 21 months. How goes it? It goes pretty well. The night was going fine earlier, but then I started playing Daretti Spaghetti, and it got so much better. Yeah, cheers, Hodge. Oh, man, interesting. No attacks. I think I was going to get aggressive with Goblin Welder here. What's the current record? I think we're 3-0 here. It's a thing you could do, Mike Cantor. It's certainly a thing you could do. It's not great. The Pyroblast Painter Servant line isn't super great versus a deck that like probably has Abrupt Decay. Let's see here. And just like discard in general. You want your single cards to be as live as possible. What's the worst Legacy deck I've ever played? There's a Sphinx deck that I played, and early versions of it were pretty bad. It eventually morphed into a good deck, though. Maybe that's, like, the worst card that I ever played, as opposed to, like, worst deck I ever played. It's a little bit different. Yeah, this feels terrible. Have I ever tried to make 1/1 work? I have not. I'm not Consecrated Sphinx, Vexing Sphinx, sorry. I was playing Vexing Sphinx with, like, Loam and stuff. It was not great. How does Painter Servant combo work? Well, if you have a Grindstone and a Painter Servant in play, you can activate the Grindstone and you mill their whole deck, is how it works. It gets a little weird with you get to cards that shuffle into their library as a replacement effect. If the opponent's got some Emrakul's in their deck, then all of the Eldrazi triggers will stack and their graveyard will shuffle back into the library once Grindstone stopped doing its Grindstone thing. But if you have like a Progenitus in there or a Blightsteel Colossus, it's a little different. Basically, if there's just a single Progenitus, then their deck will be milled, and the last card will be a Progenitus. If they have two, then you've just drawn the game, because they'll keep on trying to mill them over and over again, and they'll just like shuffle in and mill and shuffle in and mill. It's kind of like the 3 Oblivion Ring thing that Elsphy did. Well, that explains why they didn't want to flashback the therapy. Silly me. I shouldn't have gifted them the lands with the block. Well, let's see what creature they want to put into play. Or, not creature, Planeswalker. How do you beat Emrakul? You beat Emrakul with graveyard hate cards. So, so this deck, for example, has like a bunch of other ways of winning. You can just like attack with a Sundering Titan, Aramir, Battlesphere, or Gearhulk, or whatever. We're not that focused on the combo. We can just like weld those pieces off. Not a big deal. But if you absolutely needed to beat an Emrakul, you can let all the Emrakul triggers stack and then crack a Tormod's Crypt. And then they won't have a graveyard to shuffle back into their library. The triggers will still resolve, but there won't be a graveyard there, and they'll still deck. Who can exile the world? No. I don't. I'll probably have some responses to Ugin. An Ugin downtick. So both Walking Ballista or Pyroblast would have actually worked out this game. We were discussing like whether Ballista or Pyroblast was better post-board. Pyroblast would have just countered the Rector, maybe. Unless they put us on it and then wanted to, like, therapy it out of our hands first. You thought Ugin said casting cost of X or less? It does. But in response to the Ugin activation, we welded out the Painter Servant. So they -2'd it, but all they got was my Goblin Welder. You love Legacy. Legacy's pretty sweet, right? So I want to hold on to some cards in case I top deck a Faithless Looting. Yeah, I think I actually just pass. 12 post Painter Ugin. That's a little rough. You can't play Ancient Stirrings in your Painter Servant deck. It seems like it would work well. Using a Defined Painter Servant works. But once you have a Painter Servant in play, it's just no longer a card. I did not watch any of the GP. Did I miss out? Tempting to go down to 3 here. Just fucking 5 them. Next turn I think they leave Rector back regardless. It would let us die to some things, like another Ugin off the top, a Collective Brutality. I'm I'm just gonna hit him for 4. Losing to those already. Why would I lose to a... Oh, I guess a Collective Brutality would kill Rector. I think we can beat Nugan. Just like straight up. Ballista just kills a Nugan, right? Well, I guess Ugin again would crack the Rector. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Could also like run out Monolith, second Mox Opal to put a counter on it. Should definitely have some Tormod scripts in. They match up reasonably well against Rector. Well, that's probably gonna do her. We'll see what they grab. God, I hope it's the Humility enchantment. I think Legacy would be better if Miracles died with top. Maybe. I think it's definitely better without Deathrite. Oh man. Been actually enjoying the format again. Yeah, it's actually interesting. The Humility is better against like all the other threats that are in my deck. But it's not amazing against Walking Ballista. I mean, it's better than nothing. Oh, they are getting the Splendor. Alright, opponent, you got 2 turns. The Enter the Battlefield trigger won't happen, right? I'm pretty sure it doesn't happen. I'm gonna run out Battlesphere anyway, just to play around top deck in Edict. Seems fine. I could have untapped the Monolith last turn, I think. This is a good song, but we got a song request. I'm sure this one will be sweet too. Thanks again for the 420, Brosif. Oh my. The goddess of the stream has arrived. Hey, we win. Is a single Meteor Golem worth sideboard consideration? I don't think so. I don't even know if Meteor Golem would be better than the one that returns to your hand. But now what? But now what? You didn't finish your sentence. All right, Unsilent Ninja says more Ghost, sort of. System of a Down chops Sui in the style of Ghost. Dear God. Or are we playing for a trophy? I think we're playing for a trophy here. That's sweet. Kind of cool. Is this another Veteran Explorers deck? No, we're facing Elves. Interesting. Well, hopefully I draw one of those fucking Ballistas we added. Let's see here. We can't actually Daretti downtick reanimate a Battlesphere on turn 2, unfortunately, because we won't have an artifact to sacrifice. I'm gonna need either basically another piece of fast mana off the top in order to do that. Oh man, this isn't Elves at all, is it? Is this aggro loam? It's actually kind of good against me. Now to get Grindstone out, I have to fucking reanimate it. And I just bricked all my lootings. Well, even though I can't reanimate this turn, I'm still gonna run out Daretti and loot away all these 1-drops. I hope they don't like vindicate my Daretti or whatever. Can I turn up the music level a little bit? Let me know if that's better. Maybe I should have just like done nothing this turn, and then next turn use the Lotus Petal to sacrifice. It's kind of hoping to draw something though. Dryad Arbor's tapping. They're probably green sunning for another Reliquary here. They're just gonna come into play as a 5/5. I mean, very awkward not being able to make a Mirror Battlesphere this turn. I can still reanimate next turn. Oh, unless they finish it off with, yep, there you go. Fair enough, fair enough. Ba-doop-boop-boo-bop-a-doop-a-doop-boom. That's a card, maybe. Sundering Titan's gonna make this fucking night huge. Anti-play welder? Yeah, good question. I like this song too, Duber 12. They did not take much damage there. Like the worst Inferno Titan ever. Paint them? Paint what? Well, that's a hell of a dredge. So, mountain, plains, swamp, forest. Surprised they're not wastelanding me. Seems pretty hard to win this one, unless we top deck another Daretti. That could maybe do it. Oh, nice Lomer Boy. Can't really attack here. It looks like we can with the 6/6 into the 4/4. Like even before we played the Sundering Titan, if we just like, declare attackers, they dread Loam, so they see how large their Knight is growing. The Tranquil Thicket like adds 1 to the graveyard, and then the Knight can sack a Wasteland or some shit. Go sack and fetch up a Wasteland or whatever. The Knight's actually like much larger than a 4/4. Even here, just discarding the Tranquil Thicket, and then sack the thing, go get a fetch land or whatever. It's a 7/7 to the 6/6. We are growing the Knight. I think it's actually like kind of impressive how well Moto has coded Sundering Titan's ability, not killing Arbor. I think it's better to kill all the jewel colored mana. That wasn't a very good draw. Because the Grindstone just walks into Chalice, of course. Yeah, I really need another copy of Daretti. There's 3 more in the deck. I need them to get back a Battlesphere. Yeah, I think if I start looping Battlesphere, I can win this. But it's going to be pretty hard otherwise. Hey, good night, Sartaglo. Thanks for hanging out. Yes, flashing back looting is still casting cost 1. Wait, what the fuck? What just happened? Oh, they wasted me, sure. Yeah, this was like, I don't know. I guess I'll run it out. Is Chaos Warp worthy enough in the 75? Maybe is like a 1-of in the sideboard. It's the slots are so tight. If I want an answer to Chalice, I'd rather play a Braid. If I want an answer to Knight of Reliquary, I'd rather play like a Graveyard Hate spell. You know what I mean? And again, we can't play grindstone because of Chalice. If people are just showing up to the stream. We can, however, potentially Daretti back an earlier milled grindstone. It's going to be difficult because they're going to waste the Great Furnace here, but we only need one more mana source in combination with the Simian Spirit Guide that I've got in my hand. Yeah, I kind of miss the art variety of the older sets too. I've been trying to get my hands on old random artist proofs and the like. Painter Servant down. Was Fiery Confluence ever in the list? Yeah, I tried main decking a couple. I tried them in the sideboard. They never really did anything. They were bad. Didn't really fit the deck's game plan. Yeah, I mean that's the story of my life, right, Sabronis? Should the opponent be attacking? Maybe. They're trying to like tighten the grip of the Wastelock. Make sure we don't just go like, all right, jump your knight with Combustible Gearhulk, 7 you, play another thing, block knight again, kill you, shit like that. I don't blame them for trying to get more ahead. So here, even though we have Ancient Tomb, the opponent can just like play a Wasteland every turn, and we're really just drawing towards like another copy of Daretti. So I'm just gonna chill. I'm just gonna chill with the Ancient Tomb in hand. Wait, you think Chalice of the Void is an example of old school art? You're suddenly losing me. I kind of like Needle, but they are a Chalice deck. I don't know how many more 1-drops I want to board in. I have to cut 4 cards here. I kind of want to shave a Grindstone. I don't think they're cutting Chalices against me. It seems weird to play 3 Grindstones, but that's my reasoning. Does Chalice on 0 super get us? No, we've got more 1s than 0s. You don't think you've seen this deck win with Grindstone? Oh, we've won with Grindstone a couple times this league. Our Nic Fit opponent let us draw with Combustible Gearhulk. And on the same turn that we had just like gotten a Gearhulk into play, we're just like, oh, Grindstone kill you. A handful of like Grim Monoliths and Lotus Petals in the combo. I'm gonna shave a Monolith, I think. Yeah, shit. It's not a mulligan, but it's not a turn 1 Blood Moon either. Or turn 2 or whatever. Yeah, I think that's a common thing, Goblin Lackey. People getting snobbish about digital art and then not being able to tell the difference. Personally, I like digital art just fine, but well, there is an argument to be made that there's like something charming about the early days in Magic, where the art director just like hired a bunch of his friends from a bunch of different schools of art and whatnot, and that's not necessarily even like a medium thing. Like you could certainly paint like Phil Foglio online. I'm sure Foglio works digitally. Sometimes, you know, he's got no webcomic. It's a matter of homogeny. These draws are poop. They have not been great. They have not been great draws. That's okay. Still got another looting. Still churn on through the deck. Or maybe I just cast a Wormcoil Engine. Yeah, Loam doesn't usually play. Well, they can, but they don't usually play swords because it interferes with their Chalice. It's like kind of a non-bow. They can certainly play some number though. Some number of swords. Some number of Thoughtseize, for example. I've got a suspicion that this opponent is playing at least 1 Swords to Plowshares in their 75. They didn't play it on my end of turn, though. They untapped and drew. I mean, I think they might have drawn it for turn. They just revealed another Swords to Plowshares. They can't play it, though. My opponent gonna double Punishing Fire my Painter Servant. Yeah, Dryad Arbor is still a creature. Similarly, if you were going to Spreading Seas at Dryad Arbor, it'll stay a 1/1. In Modern, this comes up sometimes, because you might want to Spreading Seas an opponent's like Raging Ravine so it doesn't block. But they can activate it in response, and it'll still be a creature on that turn, at least. Right. That's fine. I'm going to run out of the Lotus Petal, of course. I'd be surprised if Dryad Arbor chumped here. Right? He remembered his trigger. Ooh, Mox Diamond's real bad for me. Kind of like undoes the Blood Moon. Why is Painter worth in this deck? Because we're also playing Grindstones. Painter and Grindstone's a combo. So anytime you're messing around with Goblin Welder, the Stream Decker should be updated if you want to actually like take a look at the deck. But anytime you're working with Goblin Welder and Daretti, you need to have a critical mass of artifacts so you can actually weld your stuff back in. And we're playing a lot of fast mana so that we can either like burst Daretti down quickly, get it into play fast, but that also lets us like cast our top end, or we can actually play out and activate the Painter Grindstone combo before the opponent is like able to deal with it. So the Painter Serving Grindstone combo fits in the deck in a number of ways, and it is a combo. I keep saying this. If you're unfamiliar with the combo, just read both cards and you'll figure it out. Should we replace Ballista with something else? Ballista like solo carried a game earlier. It'd also be like a pretty insane draw here, right? I mean, I know we boarded it out, but still. Yeah, Festroid, I'm saying with the Stream Decker app, you can check out the deck list. But in Legacy, if you ever see a Grindstone or a Painter's Servant, you can assume that the other copy is around in the deck list somewhere. I'm not blaming you for not being familiar with the combo. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. Well, this is bad. I mean, Bob is a really good card in their deck. Like some of their business spells are zeros. And they have a very high lane count. Their average casting cost is well below 2. I don't know if it's below 1 or not. It might be a little bit above 1. Do I think I would increase my chances of winning in Legacy playing an actual deck? Well, I'm 4-0 with this deck. Probably going to lose this last match, but I think it's solid. Loam is definitely not the best card they could hit here without an answer to the Blood Moon. A lot of people that don't catch a lot of my streams don't realize that I do play my fair share of meta decks too. They'll just like tune in on one random stream, see me playing one of my own brews, and just assume that that's all I play. A little bit of everything here. Is Grindstone our best draw? No, Grindstone's one of our worst draws. Our opponent has a Chalice on 1 in play. Our best draw would probably be another Wormcoil Engine. God, that's so close. The Blood Moon shuts off our Ancient Tombs, so we're short of mana here. I think I uptick Daretti and then pass the turn. Well, maybe I do loot away the Battlesphere. What am I looking for, though, if I loot it away? Do I think the Liliana might edict me? If I attack the Liliana, they just block with Bob, and then the Knight gets to attack me back. Gets to attack the Daretti. I don't like that. I want to get at least one more reanimation out of the Daretti first. I'm doing the math on, like, the odds of the opponent upticking Liliana versus edicting me. If I think there's even, like, a 5% chance they edict me, I think it's better to hold the Battlesphere. Because our deck is so not gas dense right now when they have Chalice down. Tormonds would be sweet. Tormonds would be sweet. Verdant and Blood Moon's fine. Well, Dioso, it matters because I would like to hold on to the Battlesphere if I don't have to discard it to Liliana. That's why it's worth thinking about. Because we're only 1 mana away from just casting Battlesphere, which is a lot better. Catic Teague. A little late Teague. If Liliana down ticks, do I sack Wormcoil? I think so. Then untap and reanimate it. I think with them having double Mox Diamond down, getting back Sundering Titan's not great. The nice thing about Blood Moon and Sundering Titan, though, is you never have to hit your own land, like, ever. They have a Graveyard Hate spell or something. For that to make sense. Opponent's got 4 minutes on the clock, too. I wonder if I can just, like, cut the Painter Grindstone combo. I wonder if there's enough things to bring in. Because Ballista would have been solid that game. And then play Combustibles. And we're, like, 2 cards short. But we can play Needle, Fairy Macabre. It's rough, because then we have, like, a lot fewer artifacts to sack to Goblin Welder and Daretti and like turn on Mox Opal. We boarded in some artifacts too though, like Tormod's Crypt, Needle, and Ballista. So we're not actually that much fewer on artifacts from the main deck. We're like -3 artifacts, right? Or no, we're -5 artifacts because the Ballistas are main. We're just like bringing them back in now. Yeah, it's a little iffy. Oh no, Trinisphere is really bad versus we're on the draw against a Mox Diamond deck, a Mox Diamond Chalice deck, right? Trinisphere would be atrocious. It would be like better for them than for us. Only cut half the combo, play like 2 of each. God, that sounds bad. Let's have a Polish Sniper, 1 of each combo piece. I did that with Blue-Red Painter once. I boarded in 1 Show and Tell and 1 Emrakul because I had a transitional sideboard card, a sideboard, but there were a couple of dead cards in my main deck. And then I drew the Show and Tell and the Emrakul, and I felt like the sackiest sack whoever sacked. This is an exciting opener. Could potentially be real bad real fast, though. Yeah. Just shuts off most of the hand. We can like turn to a Wormcoil or something, but we'd have to draw it. You know, we'd have to draw into the thing naturally instead of going turn 1 Goblin Welder and turn 2 Faithless Looting. I think they're gonna have enough time to kill me too. 3 minutes here. We're just like not doing anything. Great hand. It was a good opener. It was weak to this specifically. They only have the 4 Mox Diamonds, so it's like unlikely that they turn 1 Chalice on the play, but we got. It's not like they're playing like 8 Soul Lands or whatever. Maybe if we top deck like I mean, Wormcoil Engine could still do it. So we're still drawing pretty live. But a card like Tormod's Crypt could just buy, like, maybe enough time. Well, is the Tormod's Crypt I was talking about. Combustible Gearhulk Stone won a game earlier off of the milling. And it would have been pretty insane with a turn 1 Goblin Welder start. But that was a whiffarooski if I've ever seen one. That Inferno Titan was insane. It wasn't even an Inferno Titan. We just straight zeroed them. You hit a Sundering Titan there. It looks savage. The opponent has to pause. Nobody remembers the game that we actually got to beat Storm game 1. Because Gearhulk found us a Sundering Titan. Just started the SmackDown. Oh, number 7. People are also underestimating exactly how funny Combustible Gearhulk is. It's like a very funny card. Ah, the Knights are 6/6s here. Bummer. Opponent playing a dangerous game there. You know, Fairy Macabre would fucking win here. Well met, opponent. Well met.